I'm coming live. I was trying so hard to come live, but because of the circumstances, I wasn't able for some reason. And what has happened in the Nepal is really somehow inspiring, though it's really, I understand the situation. It's very gloomy right now, but there is a hope. There is a silver lining, let's say. All the people who have lost their lives, the pain, the sorrow, misery, whatever their belongings, parents, relatives, especially their father and mother, the kind of pain they have to bear, that should be considered and focused, not all the destruction that happened. Those buildings, infrastructures could be built in no time, like if taken seriously. It's very important to, address that thing, those innocent people. You can't blame that they came out there and they were standing and they were against government, they were, there to burn, that's why they should be killed. You cannot justify, killing juvenile, they are, children, adults, many of them are below 20, so you cannot justify. They do not have their own opinion, not strong enough to make a right decision for such young people. And it's a democracy, right? That's what we fought for, right? So it's even the worst thing that happened, that had never happened in the history. Worse than what the king did, He was way better than this guy, who is so narcissist, I would say so, because you can see his demeanor, the interviews, and the way he would present things. Mr. Noel, and no one is above him. And this mentality is not just limited to that guy. It's everywhere I can see, even in people. And the most important thing is us. We have to improve. Now we can see all over the internet, right? Someone is commenting and there's a lot of other people commenting and responding, with such languages that shows the society, where the society is. It reflects, when you are commenting, you are reflecting your level of thinking, And just not that, the culture where you come from, because we as Nepalese are always proud of our culture, our identity, who we are, and, we always talk about those things, but that doesn't show up there. It's deeply rooted in psyche, the way we comment. And there is always conspiracy. Someone comes from the door, someone goes ahead, and there will be, thousands, millions of people, against that guy, I don't know why. Why is this happening? Why someone goes ahead, try to lead and try to solve? That's why, so many people have to go away. It's because of that, They don't dare to go there because they have to face criticism. It's good, criticism. I don't mean the person who goes to the front, who leads, should have that ability to listen to criticism and deal with that. But the way they try to sabotage you, even though you were born there, even your identity is very clear, they try to make you're born somewhere else and you don't have any right. Even a foreigner can raise a voice in such a situation. Any person from anywhere in the world, right? It is very important. I'm really, evoked and emotional and, going through lots of emotions in this. And since I'm far away from home, I couldn't participate in movement, against the government. I'm feeling somehow guilty, somehow that kind of, humiliation, that kind of not being able to join the hands is there. And like, it is important, like, why am I talking? Maybe people think like we shouldn't talk. What does it make sense? It doesn't matter. Why it is important? It is important to talk. It's fine that like you do not post about your family. Well, you don't have to wish your friend, like you can do it personally, but it's the time when you have to talk. Though your opinion can be different, right? Your opinion can be different. Differences can always be respected, but it doesn't mean that we cross the boundary and try to attack others, so mercilessly, degrading your all, identity, and that's really terrible situation we can see in society. And it's like, I know it's not just limited in Nepal, it's everywhere, but like, this should change everywhere. We should learn how to respect each other. People, when we are commenting, we should try to first go through where that's coming from. There can be multiple angles you should try to see it from. You just see it from one lens, and then respond to that, and that might not be coming from what you have been thinking, and you do not check the background of a person before you speak. It's important that the person can be someone's, someone's son, daughter, or like father and mother. And how do you feel like if your daughter's being commented that way by other guy? It's rubbish. I don't know, I don't have words, but it's a pathetic situation. And but despite all these destruction is happening, all the bad things, there is a silver lining. As I say, there is a hope. There is some spark that's showing us golden side. And as a human, we should always be optimistic. And there are conspiracy theories all everywhere going, and people talk about like there is influence of certain countries, this, that, many people interfere, like I don't know, so many stories are going, and they can be real. And I'm not saying that these things are unrealistic, and it's pretty common. Every country has influences. Even if you see in the United States, there is somehow Chinese influence going on there, right? There are like, big investors, people who have power. They try to influence everywhere it happens. If you have power, you try to influence somehow. Even if you see in Canada or Australia, they're like, if you see Australia now, China can do a lot because they have a lot of population. Even India had great influence. If you can recently see what happened here in Canada, right? It can like in today's world, many different countries can have influence in each other, and Nepal is a country that is located between two giants, and it's pretty common. And these two countries are the important countries, right? So you are expecting no influence is like no brainer. It's pretty common that everyone will try to influence, try to have control, but it's up to us, like how to deal with them, and for our benefit, for our own interest, right? So I don't know, like, why do people do not want anyone to interfere? And it's even if you see in your personal life, it's the same thing, right? There will always be people who is talking about you, this and that, and it's very hard. It's let's say not hard. It's impossible to avoid that, right? And it's common. So I won't say like there hasn't been any interference, any power playing its role. We don't have to say that like it's not rigged or it's not designed, or it's okay if it's what It happened for better, right? Was it happening better before? Or was the government functioning nicely? Was it treating its people nicely? Was it successful? Was it, addressing everyone's need? Was it fulfilling our all the, what the people wanted? No, right? That's why, like, it's people say it's the fastest revolution happened overnight. I don't see it that way. The force, it was working for too long, and the dissatisfaction among the people, it's 10 years, it's 20 years old, and it was somehow trying to find a place to explode. And when that thing happened, when the people, innocent people, are tried to suppressed, I mean, through the bullet, it's an obvious thing. It's pretty obvious. And now you see, I don't know, all the people, they do not have brain, they want change in the country, but still want to be in those parties. That's been rejected, that's been outdated, and are irrelevant. All the politicians, all the world politicians, they do not make sense anymore, but they're trying hard, like they will rise again, they will, like, come on, and like, we'll go for election. I'm not saying that they should be stopped from that, but like before that, their property and everything should be somehow go through the process of transparency, and they should be they should be made accountable for whatever things they have done, and they should be charged with, for misconduct, whatever they have done, in these many years, all the money they have looted, right? And this is how it's going to be justified, the sacrifice that happened. Otherwise, like, these are the main culprit, these people who were in the power, right? I don't understand why, these people are trying to rise again, and doesn't make any sense, right? But like, whatever has happened, from my perspective, I'm not saying like whatever I'm saying is the truth or is right, or everyone should think like that. We should have respect for differences, right? Everyone has their opinion, but the thing is, like, what could be other possible options that could have happened? You can imagine. I don't think any other things would be the best and could have resulted to Nepal's safe landing. It wouldn't, like, get it prime minister. It could have, prolonged, and something even worse could have happened. And the power could have, gone to someone else. And that would require another big revolution, losing thousands of, lives. So we don't want revolution again and again, right? We have enough already. That's a lot, Imagine where like we leaving our country. We think like it's such a masterpiece, it's a nice country. Are we good then? What's happening in the Middle East? Can you say it now? Life is very unpredictable there, right? And look at the organizations, how like, the bad situation it is, the policing, I mean, the psychology of police. It's terrible. And if that continues, no any changes can repair that, or solve that, or can any changes, any laws will stop, unless that kind of policing is changed. They are for us, right? In that day, instead of targeting young kids, I mean, they should come there with water, serving them, and they should be helping them, right? But how inhuman they were, like, it's not, in my mind at least, like, I cannot imagine a situation like this. It's terrible. I was trying hard to come live and talk and share my opinions. There are a lot of stuffs we can talk about, ranging from economics to society, culture, psychology, innovations, infrastructure. And I'm not saying like, I'm an expert or anything like that, but we Nepalese, I mean, thousands of us living abroad and in Nepal, somehow have some expertise, and like we should come forward and at least share, because like even I wish we won't get a place there. That's why for a reason we are abroad, like, and even if we go back and try to do something, I know it's again like, why are you here? And lots of questions, and you'll never be allowed. Even like maybe the qualifications, they will be considered like not equal to Tribhuvan University again. Like, a lot of things are there. Hope things will change, like, and for better. And we want to see Nepal prosperous, Nepal doing, you know, moving ahead, like in maybe next 10 years, 15 years. It's achievable, right? It's very practical. Whatever is like somewhere today's it's per capita, it can grow like, in 10 years it can grow, 3 times, 4 times, that's practical thing. But the stability is the main thing, and the good governance is the main thing. And the government always should work based on the people's, how people are, you know taking it. Are people satisfied? Are people happy with it or not? That is the main thing. But our government doesn't care. We can see in history, no government has cared what people is wishing. It's a terrible situation, and these are something we have to address it quickly. And and it's the psychology of the people that's making me more worried right now. Because the way we are thinking, the way we are functioning is terrible. And I don't know what's the solution, because we cannot prescribe to each individual how they should do, because we should respect differences in democracy, of course. And we want democracy. We don't want another uh, uh, dictatorship. Anyway, yeah. And this is like, this is my friend sending a request. I'll try to bring him in on, okay? Yeah, and like, this is what's going on around. And like, it really makes me more worried. Hey brother, how are you doing, man? Just lately I'm really, not being able to catch up with you. But and kind of, I was going through a lot of seats. And the situation in Nepal is, I mean, like, I'm really worried and hope. There is a hope, but like things will get better. I cannot hear you. Your voice, I don't know. Are you mute? Or can you unmute yourself? Your voice couldn't be heard. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with it. Can you speak? I'll turn off my mic. Maybe it works that way. Yeah, your mic was off. Like, yeah. So I wanted him to have his opinions, but somehow it didn't work. And his life, yeah, like what I was talking, and this is important. Many people, we revolted, and it's not like everyone, right? Everyone was trying hard, but it's the young people. It's the Genji, it's the Zillionaire, it's us, right? And yeah, I couldn't hear your voice. I don't know why. I
turned off my mic, and but like somehow I couldn't hear it. I don't know why. Yeah, and like Jane G, right? This group, you should understand what danger is first, right? And people are accusing them and like what danger is, what can they do. Haven't you seen the examples what has happened around the world in other countries? You nonsense people, what youth cannot do. If you see your our own history, it's the youngest people. Like even Ipian Shah was like, how old was he? He was in his early 20s or mid 20s when he unified the whole Nepal, right? And do you think people who are in 20s and like somewhere mid 20s and are immature enough? The biggest things, the biggest masterpieces, many, I'm not saying everyone, some people are, late bloomers, that's fine. But some people, even in their early years, I mean, when they early adulthood, they can do great things, have done, great things. You don't need a PhD or go to university and do stuff like that. It needs guts. It needs wisdom, it needs vision. Like, and if you're pretty clear, things can be done, and that's what history tells. I feel like really bad the way we think, and it's just our nature, not trying anyone to go ahead. So yeah, bro, we'll try there. I'm just coming here, like, because, like, it's I was feeling really bad, and I was somehow feeling like not coming to the front was somehow, I'm not doing good, maybe because I was there in the university. I was teaching when I was in Nepal, and I used to teach my students all about society, this stuff. I taught in like law school in the law faculty, and like and somehow I'm responsible, I feel, right? And not talking about this is like, I don't know when will I talk then. Like, I have my personal interests, there are other things, like doesn't make sense. That might someone I wish, many people are saying like, you're flirting with status and stuff like that. Why do you need that? You are not doing all the times. Maybe you want to come to Nepal or join the politics. No, it's not for that purpose, because I am a responsible citizen somehow, and I'm not the citizen of any other country yet, right? And even if take the citizenship of other country, it doesn't, I will always have my identity as Nepali. I will be known as Nepali. I want my country, Nepal, to be the best, right? That is my spirit, and I feel for it, and I feel responsible. I have a responsibility somehow, and even if I cannot do much, I should at least share my opinion with other people. Maybe it won't make a great change, but somehow influence and awareness is the big thing. That's what I believe. And I've seen people, and even in this time, many people are working on their interest. Maybe their career is over because all they are planning and were thinking and well, like being a political cadre, they were seeing their future somehow there, right? Now it's over. So if they do not wake up again or rise up or go through the same process, I mean, they'll be over, right? So they have to defend themselves, so they are insecure, so have to try to defend hard, so that someday, like, if things goes better, like they will start to come out to the society and try to have their influence like before. Uh that's they're trying hard. And many things. And this is not enough for now. I'd like to say there are differences, like people, if you see the mirrors, like, and I'm not saying like, these mirrors should be avoided or like it shouldn't be considered, but it's not their time right now. It's just a purely Zenji movement, right? And whoever has become the prime minister is good. It's fine for now. And other ministers, they're good. I mean, other people, well, maybe join the ministry and there will be election, and through election, these people should come in the power, including the mayors. Like, if they are good, they have to prove, and they should come, right? And just bargaining the post and trying to be there is not nice. And they should not try to promote any kind of ethnic, violence and stuff in the Nepal. That will drag country years back. So just not try to bring those tools, religion and this group, that group, this reason, that reason. It's a time all of us think of our country betterment, the stability, and those kind of things. Stop blaming each other. Stop accusing each other. Just why don't all of us write good things for Nepal and wishing all the best? Like to see it's just like few days and everyone has started and everyone is changing their color so fast. I've been watching so very very clearly, very closely. I'm observing many people, they are changing their color so fast. Before they were talking about king and they talk about the other person and they jump and things change and they jump again and they start accusing other person like it. It's continuously, First of all, what you want, clear up your mind with that. As a citizen, what do you really want? And you want king, that's a fine, but you should have a good reason why do you want king. You should be able to have a good reason. Will that be good for another 100 years? It's just imagine. Just having imagination is not good. If king was good, that would have never been outthroned. And it's the same people, many people who had questioned king in the past, right? And many generations who have born in freedom and all these things, will they be able to adapt to monarchy? You know, that's a big question. And there was a big sacrifice, right, against monarchy. And will that be justified right now? Bringing a monarchy in is a big question, right? And I'm not saying that they're, they do not have any right to have their opinion. We should respect and accept any differences, but that should be in the that should stand for country, that should for the country's best, right? Just do not see your interest. If someone comes to the power, it's good, it's your friend. Balin is your friend, so Balin should be the prime minister. Balin should to come power because you think Balin is good. That's not how it should work. You are favoring Balin or someone because you think he is good. It's not going to make sense because you have had time with him, you have traveled, or like with Susila Karki or with another person, because personally you have had coffee with him, have had conversations. This is not the thing, or Harkas Sampang, right? Because he's from your place. This won't change our country. This is not right person. That's not meritocracy, right? And it doesn't matter whoever's in the power. It should be like that. It should be the people's will and what large people are wanting. And sometimes it's important. The media is the powerful tool, but it is also important to uh, have a process, proper filtration. What's coming? There should be intelligence. There should be some sort of mechanism. Like I can filter out. Likewise, many people can filter out. Like people have wisdom. They can filter out what's good, right? Where that opinion is coming from, people can easily figure out. So it's important to figure out that first and try to get that, you know encapsulated. I mean, the form, I mean, the idea, what's good for the country, considering all these differences, all these opinions, where they are coming from. This absolute thing is going to be in the country's best. No, so that's how it should work. That's what I believe. And I think this time it's very overwhelming. We have lots of things going on. We are thinking about future. We are not getting over what has happened, and we still have so many things to do, and we haven't finished thinking about what to do with the previous government and the previous political parties, and how should the future will be. But like, you know I guess, I hope, and I pray, and I believe things will start getting better slowly and gradually, and we should be optimistic. Let's say, and but always remain, no, we should always remain watchful. Wish good for the country. At the same time, we should warn country against like any sort of influences, any sort of like countries sovereignty. We should not compromise with that. So we should be watchful about that. We should guard it. We should be a real good citizen, raising our voices against anything against the country's you know betterment. So it is very important, and I request all my dear friends, family members, my students, to raise their voice, to be united, not just blame each other or divide themselves, based on parties, their beliefs. It's fine, they can have different opinions, but at least, when we are talking about the country, when we are talking about nation building, we should come together with all the differences. That's what our country should be like. It's a mosaic, right? With different colors, with different flowers, right? It's a beautiful garden. So let's try to preserve that. And our country is already beautiful, and let's not waste all the assets that have been like dear after falling down of all the buildings and infrastructures. Let's use them as an inspiration and motivation. And I hope in few years we will have a stable government, things will change. And again, I request, it is important for us to change. If we do not change, you know it doesn't make sense. Even the country in quantitative graph, it even if it goes up, without humanity, you know without good virtues, things makes things make no sense. That's all. It's morning. It's going to be a morning, I guess. I'm not sure what time it is there. So I wish you a good morning if you are watching, or if you will watch it later. So have a good morning, good day, and stay hopeful, stay vigilant, and watch it. Thank you.